No one would have ever thought that a son of a farmer and a weaver would one day spark a revolution in the automobile industry. Sakichi Toyoda was born into a poor family, but although he was not born into wealth, his love for inventions and innovations led him to become one of the most prolific inventors of his time. In today's video, we're gonna look at how Toyota became the world's richest car company with a net worth of over $282 billion and how Sakichi Toyoda paved the path for generational success. Sakichi Toyoda was in his 20s when Japan became aware that the Industrial Revolution was developing quickly in the West. Therefore, Japan had two options: either join the Industrial Revolution or fall behind. Sakichi Toyoda was the first individual to answer the call for investors when the Japanese government fortunately decided to go with the former. Sakichi Toyoda was greatly motivated by reading about an inventor of motorized textile machines in a self-help book. He was working for his father's carpentry business one day when he got home, and he saw his mother working incredibly hard to weave the clothing. Sakichi Toyoda understood that having an autonomous weaving machine would improve her quality of life. At that point, he made the decision to create inventions that would enhance the loom and, in turn, enhance the lives of his family. When his father objected to his ideas, Sakichi Toyoda persisted and gave his dream of creating a weaving machine his full time and effort. Sakichi Toyoda received his first patent for the Toyota Power Loom, a manually operated loom made of wood, in 1891 when he was just 24 years old. This machine was extremely dependable and was the first power loom in Japan. It was powered by a 1-horsepower oil engine. His countless hours of effort and dedication have now at last paid off. Significant businessmen were drawn to Sakichi Toyoda, who established the Toyota Loom firm in May of 1906. This company was established as a joint stock venture and quickly began to turn a profit. After 3 years of obstinately trying to improve his manually powered loom, Sakichi Toyoda finally succeeded in creating an automatic loom, and this was Japan's first automatic loom. Sakichi Toyoda was thrilled to achieve his second win. However, the good times were short-lived because Japan had an economic recession in 1910. The recession had a significant negative influence on Sakichi Toyoda, who lost all of his assets, including his business, his workforce, and even the rights to his inventions. He resigned from his very own company as a result of all these happenings. Sakichi Toyoda made the decision to travel to the United States in search of inspiration after losing everything. Sakichi Toyoda was astounded by a rapid development made possible by the Industrial Revolution in the United States. His attraction to automobiles was also extremely strong. Toyoda's decision to rebuild his company was motivated by this tour. Later, he went back to Japan where he founded Toyota Spinning and Weaving, his new business. This was a fully automated loom company used to manufacture and sell the clothes. In 1929, the rights to this loom were sold, earning Sakichi Toyoda yen 1 million in the process. He was fascinated by the cars in the United States and wanted to fulfill his goal of building cars. As a result, Sakichi Toyoda handed his son Kichiro yen 1 million with the condition that he only use it for developing and researching the Japanese auto industry. In the beginning, Kichiro Toyoda lacked confidence, but he soon developed it after traveling to the United States to observe the leading automakers, much like his father. He returned to Japan in 1930 and began working in the manufacturer of automobiles after gaining knowledge. The Japanese government provided incentives to business owners at the time to produce cars. Sadly though, Sakichi Toyoda passed away suddenly on October 30th of 1930 at the age of 63, and Kichiro Toyoda became even more committed to achieving his father's goal of creating the first car in Japan. Kichiro Toyoda established a research facility in the late 1930s in an effort to fully insulate Japan's industry from Western technological dependence. Additionally, he did not want to use someone else's grueling labor in the production of automobiles. As a result, Kichiro Toyoda built a research facility where brand new technology could be created. The Toyota Automatic Loom Work Plant established an automobile department in 1933. They then quickly prepared the first automotive prototype engine for Japan. Sakichi Toyoda's dream was finally realized in 1935 with the introduction of the Model A1, his first automotive prototype. Model A1, or Toyota AA, the first automobile, was an instant success. The name Toyota was changed to Toyota in 1936. The first name of the cars was Toyota, which is the name of the company's founder, but Toyota signifies fertile rice paddies, which is inappropriate for a car manufacturer. Because writing the word Toyota in Japanese only took 8 strokes, a number that is said to bring luck and prosperity, the Toyota name was chosen. Toyota Motor Corporation was launched on August 28th of 1937, which they believed to bring luck and fortune. Compared to Ford Motor Company's or General Motors imported vehicles, Toyota focused on making vehicles that were more affordable. As a result, Kuromo, Japan received a new plant, which is called Toyota City. Unfortunately, World War II had brought Toyota to the verge of bankruptcy by the late 1940s. Due to these events, Kichiro Toyoda was forced to resign from his post, and many Toyota factory employees decided to leave of their own will out of respect for him. Fortunately though, Toyota was saved by the Korean War, since the US ordered more than 5,000 automobiles from Toyota as a result. Within a few years, Toyota soon started to turn a profit because its Kuromo factory was working to its full capacity. Toyota management discovered that American workers were 9 times more productive than Japanese ones in the 1950s. They learned that the ineffective processes, though, were to blame and not the employees. So, Toyota streamlined its process, which boosted efficiency and productivity. Unfortunately, Kichiro Toyoda tragically passed unexpectedly on March 27th of 1952, just as Toyota was starting to succeed. The void in leadership was filled when Eiji Toyoda, a cousin of Kichiro Toyoda, and Taichi Ohno became in charge of manufacturing. By making several significant adjustments, such as placing the machines in the order they were used, they significantly increased production and productivity at the Toyota plants. They both meticulously evaluated every component of the facility. Toyota rose to prominence as Japan's top automaker by the 1950s as a result of all the advancements made by Eiji Toyoda and Taichi Ohno. This achievement inspired Toyota to take its success story beyond Japan. Shotaro Kamiya visited the United States in 1955, since it was the largest vehicle market in the world at the time, in order to find opportunities in other countries. Although the United States produced enormous automobiles, he observed that they were importing little cars from Europe. Given that European cars were far too expensive, Shotaro Kamiya saw this as an opportunity to introduce Toyota vehicles. So in 1958, Toyota sent the Toyopet Crown, a low-cost vehicle, and established Hollywood, California as the site of its first ever North American showroom. Toyota was only able to sell less than 300 vehicles in the first year, which prevented it from making any meaningful strides in the American market. However, they quickly discovered their mistake when they realized that the Toyopet Crown, which was first created for the Japanese market, was in no way appropriate for the American market. The American highways demanded even more of this sort of car than the slower speeds on the Japanese roads, which caused the cars to overheat, lose power, and frequently waste too much fuel. Following this setback, Toyota made the decision to create cars particularly for the American market. Due to this failure, the widely respected total quality management was developed in 1964. The TQM placed a strong emphasis on continuous improvement. Shoichiro Toyoda, the eldest son of Kichiro Toyoda, oversaw and then carried out this process. Toyota was on track to become a top-tier organization with the aid of TQM. Toyota began selling cars to countries around the world in the 1950s, including the US, Brazil, Saudi Arabia, Taiwan, Thailand, and Australia. One of Toyota's key competitive advantages is its thorough market research, which has helped the company prosper globally. The company benefited greatly from its guiding concepts such as Genshi Genbutsu, which translates to get to the source to find the facts to make the right decisions. Additionally, Toyota introduced the first-generation Corona in American markets in 1964. Toyota launched its first car in Canada a year later, and that same year the business won the Deming Prize for Total Quality Management. Toyota introduced the Corolla in 1966, and it quickly rose to become one of its most well-known and successful models. The demand for tiny fuel-efficient cars suddenly increased dramatically during the American oil crisis in 1973. As a result, Toyota gained an advantage against its American competitors. Toyota creates vehicles that are economical with fuel, and the automotive industry needed more fuel-efficient vehicles. Meanwhile, Toyota was already manufacturing these kinds of vehicles. Many nations during this time prohibited the import of automobiles from other nations, forcing Toyota to assemble its vehicles elsewhere. Toyota became a genuinely global firm as a result. Toyota launched its new United Motor Manufacturing in the United States in 1984. This facility made use of the Toyota production system. The principle of respect and trust between management and employees forms the foundation of this system. The key component of TPS is team member empowerment. But in 2010, this facility was shut down. Toyota began setting up factories all over the world. The Kozai Motor Plant in Taiwan, Toyota Motor Manufacturing Kentucky, and Toyota Motor Manufacturing Canada were all established in the 1980s. Toyota now has factories in 28 various countries. Toyota also manufactures the Lexus line of automobiles, including the Lexus RX. Toyota's subsidiary brand for luxury automobiles is called Lexus. In 1989, the Lexus LS400, the company's first model, was introduced. The Lexus LS400 model required 6 years of research and development, 450 prototypes, and 4.5 million kilometers worth of testing. In 1993, Toyota introduced the G21 project, which is known as the Toyota Prius today. These cars are environmentally friendly. The Toyota Prius was the first hybrid car to be mass-produced, and Toyota has since sold more than 10 million hybrids worldwide. The Toyota Prius plug-in hybrid was introduced in 2012. This vehicle makes hybrid technology with the positives of electric vehicles. This is the best-selling hybrid of all time. Akio Toyoda, Kichiro Toyoda's grandson, was named the Toyota Motor Corporation president in 2009. Being a motorsport enthusiast himself, Akio Toyoda encouraged fresh innovation within the organization and infused Toyota with the wakudoki spirit. This attitude led to a significant improvement in the appearance and functionality of every Toyota vehicle. Toyota unveiled the Toyota Mirai in 2015 as the first hydrogen fuel cell vehicle in the world. Toyota now has approximately 5,000 fuel cell-related patents. They developed these patents over the course of more than 20 years. These patents are freely available from Toyota to other automakers, energy companies, and researchers. This demonstrates Toyota's commitment to the creation of clean and emission-free automobiles. Toyota has thousands of patents in the industry. Toyota also introduced the TNGA in 2015, otherwise known as the Toyota New Global Architecture. Its primary goal is to construct better cars using common platforms and components. The TNGA increased the production facilities' productivity and enabled them to respond quickly to changes in the vehicle market. To improve the safety of all its customers, Toyota launched the Toyota Safety Sense in 2016. Regardless of price, this technology was made available in the majority of Toyota vehicles. Many cutting-edge safety features were added to the cars via the Toyota Safety Sense technology. On another note, the Top Gear team once made the decision to obliterate a Toyota Hilux. However, despite numerous attempts to destroy the vehicle, including driving it into a tree, submerging it in water, tossing a caravan on top of it, hitting it with a wrecking ball, setting it on fire, and hoisting it onto the roof of a building that was about to be torn down, they were unable to do so. When the Toyota Hilux was pulled from the rubble, everyone was shocked to see that after having been subjected to such abuse, the engine still fired up. This shows the high quality of Toyota's construction. The quality of Toyota automobiles is best attested to by this. According to statistics from the manufacturer, nearly 80% of the Toyota cars sold in the last 20 years are still running on the road. Now, Toyota cars come in more than 100 different models. The Toyota Motor Corporation is the largest firm in Japan based on market capitalization. As well as owning Lexus, Daihatsu, Hino, the Kyokai Group, Red Entertainment, Subaru, Isuzu, and Mitsubishi Aircraft Corporation, Toyota also has ownership interest in these companies. Additionally, this company manufactures humanoid robots and offers banking and leasing services. As a matter of fact, since the 1970s, Toyota has used robots extensively in its factories, and finally, they created assistance robots for people. The Toyota robots can help physically disabled people and support nurses. As of 2022, Toyota has over 366,000 employees, which seems like a number impossible to grasp, considering it all just started with one boy who loved nothing more than to invent. Although Sakichi Toyoda passed away before his vision could be fully realized, his dream was passed down to many generations of his family, which made the foundation of Toyota stronger than ever. If there's anything we can learn from Sakichi Toyoda, is that anyone can be a trailblazer if you fuel it with passion. We hope this video inspired you to take action on your dreams and turn them into a reality. And if you enjoyed it, make sure to give it a like to help the channel. If you want more videos like this one, click on the subscribe button below, and we'll see you in the next video.